and they go, okay, so I want you to look, turn to your left, turn to your right, face the camera, like a mugshot. And then they face the camera, they go, look happy, look sad. Thank you very much. That was it.
Wow. You got the job.
I've had hundreds of commercial auditions, tons of auditions. I've never had I've never had an audition like that. And so, I know, it was like on a Wednesday or something. And so Friday evening, I'm home, and my agent calls, and my agent says, "Oh, you got the Stevie Wonder video?" And I literally said, "Wait a minute." I go, "Was I the only person home to answer the phone?" I go, "Seriously?" She goes, "Yeah."
You're the best at looking left.
So
and handing flowers.
From the get-go, we shot 2 days in this apartment in Manhattan, right down the street from St. Patty's Cathedral. That was this gorgeous loft. I might have lived in Alphabet City, these teeny little apartments. I'd never been in an apartment that big in Manhattan. I was like, oh, my God. And there was two girls. So one girl, this model type, and she's the girlfriend. So the plot to the video, if you haven't seen it, is there's a guy who's married, and he's fooling around on his wife with this tall, statuesque, model-looking woman. And so his wife is this petite, beautiful woman. And so I am his best friend. I get invited to his house for dinner. I'm eyeing the wife. She's eyeing me. We hook up. Mm-hmm. And then one day we're at a club where Stevie Wonder's performing, mm-hmm. and he's dancing with the tall girl, and I'm dancing with his wife. Yeah. So the first day of shooting, the two girls, they're all chatty. And every time I come by them, they're real quiet. But I'm hearing this thing about Bob this and Bob that and Bobby. And I go, what's the deal? I keep coming over and you guys just clam up and you're talking about some guy named Bobby. I go, who's Bobby? And they look at me. These are grown women. And they look at each other giggling. I go, who's Bobby? Was your boyfriend or something? And they're like, And so I go, and I'm trying to think. And I go, oh, is he famous? And they're like,
Bobby Brown.
And so I'm trying to think of who's Bobby. And she goes, and this is before I knew anything about Bob. And so she goes, it's Robert De Niro.
Oh.
And I go, shut up. Your boyfriend is not Robert De Niro. I didn't know that Robert likes dating sisters. I had no idea. I had no clue. So I'm like, you are lying. It is not Robert De Niro. That's impossible. It's not Robert. She goes, well, if you don't believe me, Robert, he's going to show up tomorrow. And I go, yeah, okay. So I forget the whole day. And that night, we shot another day. And so we're leaving at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And all I remember was it was cold, so it was like February, January, snowing. And I lived in Alphabet City, and now I have to catch a cab at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's impossible for a black man to catch a cab in Manhattan because they think you're going to go to Harlem. I'm like, no, I'm going to Lower East Side. I'm going down there. So when I walk outside the building, there's a limo. And I go, man, I have the worst agent in the world. They got a limo to take them home. I should have got that in my contract. And so as we're walking out the door, the girl goes, hey, Rondell, come here. And so they had a revolving door. So there was a little lag between me walking out and them walking out. And they walked straight into the limo. So I go to the limo, and I'm like, I thought maybe you were going to give me a ride. And I knock on the window, and the window goes down, and it's De Niro. And so in the Part-Time Lover, I'm making out with this girl, which is his girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
So De Niro did something in which De Niro does not do. You can't get him to say a quote from any of his movies. Mm-hmm. You can't. He will ignore you. Yeah. So the window goes down, and he looks at me and goes, you kiss my woman? You kiss my woman? And I turn into the stereotypical black man. I'm like, it's Robert De Niro! Oh, my God. So this video came out when De Niro was on Broadway with Ralph Macchio doing Cuba and the Teddy Bear. He just finished doing The Mission. So his hair is slicked back in this ponytail. Because I just remember that. I was like, I just saw Cuba and the Teddy Bear. And I go, oh, my, it's Robert De Niro. Yeah, that was great.
And in New York, you probably run into all kinds of, like, famous people.
No,
right?
You know what? I once saw, oh, God. Who was Phoenix Sun guard from Canada who won MVP twice in the league? From Canada. Canadian guard, white guy.
I'll have to look that one up.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Andrew's on his phone. He's got it covered.
Yeah. Just type in Phoenix Suns. And right now, every sport fan is just yelling, it's such and such. I saw him on the subway.
Wow.
When I was in New York.
Steve Nash?
Steve Nash.
Oh, Steve.
There we go.
I saw Steve Nash on the subway, and I'm the only guy that recognizes it's Steve Nash. I'm looking and going, it's Steve Nash. And I'm telling people, it's like the thing I hate when I see people pointing out, hey, there's Rondell Sheridan over there. And I'm like, shut up.
Actually, I had that experience Sunday at the Rays game.
Yeah?
There was a little table there, and there's this guy sitting there, just sitting there by himself. And I walked by, I was like, I swear to God, I think that's Steve Carlton.
Oh, wow.
So I went up to him, I was like, Mr. Steve Carlton? He's like, yes, how you doing? I was like, oh my God, it's Steve Carlton! One of the greatest left-handed pitchers of all time. Sign this. Take a picture with me.
He's like, man, I should have said no.
I know, that's what he did, but he was very nice about it. And then he's like, okay, on your way.
Get out of here.
Have you ever ran into De Niro since making out with his girlfriend?
No, I thought when I was doing...
I'm just wondering.
I thought when I did, when we were doing That's So Raven, we get a ton of stars that were asked, because it was impossible to get tickets to go see that show. And so, to see the taping of it. And so one day we heard that De Niro's family was coming. And so I was all set to go, hey, you did blah, blah, blah. I did blah, blah, blah. But it was just his wife and his kids came. And so there was a lot of times when the famous person, you go, oh, it's going to come. And that was the nanny and the kids and all that.
Do kids shake you down left and right because of that whole Disney That's So Raven show?
Yeah, that's my most obnoxious fans. If
even
you're
kids?
Listening, you're my most obnoxious fans.
Because I feel like they're my age, maybe maybe if minus a few.
Oh yeah,
years.
their world revolved around that show.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you still watch Disney? I go, no, I didn't watch Disney when I was on Disney. I'm not a pedophile. Why would I watch that show?
I'm wondering, like, how many millennial girls that watch that show that are of age
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
thinking, "Oh, there's Rondell Sheridan."
And I'm always like, where your mama at? Your mama single? Send your mama over here.
Speaking of our mamas, my mama just texted me and wanted to know if you're going to be on Raven's new show as her father again.
I'm not answering that question.
Good talk.
There you go.
Good question,
I'm
Mom.
not answering that question.
I think that ship has sailed. He wants to move on to newer ventures.
No, maybe it's like what's the name from the Big Bang Theory when they were asking him if you were going to be on Roseanne.
Okay, gotcha.
And he would go, I'm not asking that question.
Right.
Yes. So
Disclosure contract.
there you go. There you go.
Wow, yeah.
There you go.
Confidentiality.
Tell Grandma that's a good question. I just can't answer it.
Oh, she hears you. That's funny.
We'll take our bottom of the hour break. We'll be back with more Rondell Sheridan on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show. Tampa Bay Lightning report right there with Greg Linnelli. They're back in action to wrap up that series against the New Jersey Devils tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Want to miss that game because I'll be at Country Fest. And if you don't have your free tickets, just head over to 1070NBCSports.com and you can find all the ticket locations for that. Rondell Sheridan in studio with us, performing at Vasani's tonight and 2 shows tomorrow. And the questions I get asked, oh, that's so Raven. Are you going to do a G-rated show for the kids?
No.
As the Vasani representative, nope.
No. Why? I want you to come to the show because I will be talking about you entirely. Yeah, my show, my new show is called If You're Over 40 and You Know It, Clap Your Hands.
Yay.
And we pick one 20-something person and we just unravel their entire life.
Beautiful.
We show them what the real world looks like.
That's beautiful. They need that education.
Yes, they do. They do. They're like, wait, what just happened? I thought I was the man.
Yeah.
Yo.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like you're kind of like a spokesman for the millennials because they all watched you as kids.
Yeah, but it's funny. Not that I'm like Bob Saget, but I'm more Saget than that because they see the warm and fuzzy guy and I go, you forget I've been doing stand-up way before that TV
Bob
show.
Saget is not warm and fuzzy.
No.
There's a rose bush of a man right
There's
there.
There's not a punchline I can do on the radio from Bob Saget's show. There's not.
Nope.
Think of anything vile.
All right.
Add the twins, and that would be the punchline.
I remember that Jamie Kennedy song he did about rolling with Bob Saget. Remember that? No. Oh, my God. It's one of the best songs ever. You got to look that one up.
I will.
But Jamie Bobby Kennedy did a song and a video with that called "Rolling with Bob Saget."
Oh my God!
And it was hilarious.
First time Bob Saget shattered me was in the Half Baked movie with Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah!
When I saw him in the AA meeting, what he said, I was like, "That's the dad from Full House."
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
The first time I saw Bob Saget do stand up, that's when I lost my innocence.
Yeah. But see, I'd already knew what Bob Saget was about.
We
so
did
it
it.
wasn't.
We did it.
And then, can you imagine? I can't think of any other comic. There's no other comic who you didn't know about before. Like, people knew Martin Lawrence before Martin Lawrence did it.
Yep.
You know? So
that's why we tuned into his show, because we thought it was going to be risque. You know?
So you can't fathom that Bob Saget, because his comedy, like, I just saw the pilot of Full House.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it going, oh my God, this is when Dan Tanner gets the talk show. It's when he's introduced to who's the pretty girl on the show.
Oh, God, what's her name? Lori something.
He gets introduced to her. I'm like, this is the pilot. And you look at Bob Saget, you go, how did you get away with doing that act then?
Right.
Like the week before? Because he doesn't look like the guy who's going to spew these things out of his mouth.
But Dave Coulier, I mean, Dave
Coulier Dave Coulier.
Yeah, saying this, his stand-up is pretty tame.
Yeah,
right. I haven't had the opportunity to see him yet. I want to.
We had him here before Eric took over the place. Like a year before.
There was always there was whispers about getting him in since then, but it's never come to fruition, unfortunately.
Just whispers.
Just whispers.
It's probably Dave. Put me on the show.
No. That's
Where's that voice coming from? Put me on the show, Dave Coulier.
That's funny.
Yeah, because he did the voices too, but he was funny when he was here. But yeah, he was tame. You know, imagine having Bob Saget. I couldn't have Bob Saget on the radio.
Oh yeah, we've had it. Actually, we had something come in, and we really wanted to do it. I don't know what ever happened to it though.
Really?
But that would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Bruce coming.
Yeah. Yes.
You got Bruce coming.
Well, that's not official at all.
I thought
it was. I'm sorry.
All right, this is what we know is official.
Now I'm going to say when you're going to be on Raven, since you said Bruce is coming to the show. I thought it was official, my bad.
We got the holdout. Third week of July.
This is what we can confirm. We can confirm Sean Wayne.
6th and 7th.
All right. We can confirm Steve Burns.
Yep. It may. And then the following week after Sean Wayne's, you might,
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
That's so funny. But yeah, I think Bob thing was the size versus the price. Whether or not you can 200 seats, you
can't afford to pay him.
He feels guilty charging people an arm and a leg for tickets is really what it is.
Well, the thing too
so
is,
thankfully that's kind of nice.
Eric
of him
kind of has
way.
this rule though. Bob couldn't follow that rule.
The clean comedy room. No, yeah, it would be like,
they make an exception.
It's an R-rated show.
I'm pretty sure Steve-O was butt naked on our stage 2 tunes ago. So,
really?
Yeah, Steve-O does this whole little thing at the end. His pants are down, the whole spiel. So I think he'd make an exception for Bob.
Yeah, but you can be naked, but you still can't say the F word.
You can't say the F word.
Yeah, but you can be naked. He was naked. There was a sheep grinning. I don't care. You can't say the F word. That's it. I would think that would be the time that you would, even a nun would go, I got to drop a F word right there.
Got to draw the line somewhere.
That's so funny.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I don't know where to go. How to turn from that. Okay, so we covered your music videos in the early 80s. We covered the whole Disney thing. You've been on every single talk show imaginable.
There you go.
Chelsea, yeah, you were on Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
And Leno.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you put him in retirement.
Generational.
Thank you for putting it that way. It makes me feel.
No, not at all.
So.
Chelsea lately?
No.
Okay.
No.
There's one I named.
No, my goal is, because I had done Conan O'Brien, but I did Conan when Conan was Conan, not when Conan. I was desperately trying to do Conan when Conan was the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to have 3 Tonight Shows. So I really, I want to do Jimmy, just so I can do 3 Tonight Show people.
Nice.
They don't have that many comics on.
No, I know.
So,
it sucks.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of the comics that are on are ones that are usually kind of stuck in one of their show lines or something anyways.
Same with Jimmy Fallon. He doesn't have comics on anymore either. It's
Yeah.
always musical guests.
Well, I think it's harder to find the. Back in the day, when you did the Tonight Show, they had a talent coordinator who shaped what you were going to do for your first 2 sets. And that's why when you watch comics make a debut, the sets were so much stronger. And now they don't do that anymore.
No.
They don't hold your hand. They just want you to type out everything you're going to do so it goes through standards and practices, and it's fine. but they don't work on it. When I did my first Tonight Show, I worked on that set 27 times. And I've talked to comics who've said, oh, yeah, I just did it 1 or 2 times.
Wow.
I go, are you serious? This is your day. This is the time. I go, you rarely do your first set in order. You're cherry picking. Let me do this. Let me do that. And they're like, I've talked to a couple of them, like, oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah. See, growing up in like the